Lite, Brite Nation?
Hey guys.
Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, I'm Brittany Williams.
And I'm her husband, Kevin Williams. And behind us is our brand new 2022 Bronco Raptor.
AKA Plan B. And of course, over here, we have the Demon Child, which once upon a time was a 392 Wrangler. Now it's an 840 horsepower, America's Most Wanted Demon engine swapped monster.
Now, although we have the Demon Child here with us today, it's here for more moral support, more or less, because it actually has a winch. And you know, we're here at the beautiful Sand Hollow State Park. This is our backyard. We have anything from crazy sand dunes to world-class rock crawling, big canyons. You don't want to come out here alone, so we didn't. We brought two of our vehicles. Yeah, but today is not about the Demon Child. Today is about Plan B, our Bronco Raptor. People keep asking for more content. They want to see us do more stuff. So we're gonna head on over to our really hard trail today. We're gonna leave the Demon up top just in case because, well, we don't have a winch on this Bronco Raptor. It's got great approach angle. The front of this looks great, except Ford didn't really care about how to and where to add a winch to this. And the only thing I've seen is these big ugly bumpers and or this big standoff plate that mounts the winch like way out here, destroying any of your approach angle.
They look terrible.
It looks terrible.
Frankly, they look terrible.
It looks terrible. And I'm normally a function over form kind of person, so I should do a winch because it's functional.
But they really look terrible.
They look so bad I can't bring myself to do it. I kind of want to maybe build in some kind of hitch receiver and then keep the winch in the back and run the power leads to it where I can, if I need it, I can come out, install it, and pull myself. But
for now, unfortunately, there's no winch, which is why the Demon Child is here.
Now, the only thing that might happen to us today, well, other than flipping,
please don't do that.
I mean, it's
don't
possible,
jinx it, Kevin.
but is that I might get high centered. We are on 37s, and we actually are on a little bit larger 37s than what came from the factory. They had KO2s, they had BFGs on here, and the 37-inch BFGs are smaller than the Nittos, which is part of the reason why we went Nittos. So we did upgrade the tires to a Nitto 37 Recon Grappler. So,
and that's the only upgrade that is on this. Otherwise, it's exactly how it came from factory.
Well, I did make some modifications, as in I removed some stuff.
You didn't upgrade anything else.
No. So Ford makes this modular fog light kit. So there's two fog lights here, and it kind of bolts in. And anyway, I removed all that, and it gave us more approach angle to the tire. So that way, if I come down on a rock or something, or if I need to get my tire to a rock, it gives us this extra room minus this ugly thing here that needs to be cut out. But the other thing I did do was I removed the side steps.
Because those are also useless.
Yeah, those also unbolt. I mean, it took a minute to do that. And we also installed this flag. Now, this is called Handy Flag. You can get any kind of flag you want. We just use this Handy Flag. It has a quick disconnect base, and it does not come with this rusted L bracket. We made that in the shop real quick.
Ignore that guy.
Yeah, we just needed a way to put it on here. And actually, this stock tailgate comes with like these provisions to be able to use for bolts, but like this right here, this cap comes off and it's threaded, but we couldn't find a freaking bolt to fit that thread. I don't even know what the thread is. Anyway, we just used one of the bolts for the hinges. Boop. This guy here, it's called handyflag.com, quick disconnect. Oh, it just folds up. What's really cool is it's like tent poles, right? So it just does that. And that gets put away, which makes it
out here, because there are sand dunes, like most places that have sand dunes.
Yeah.
We do have to have a flag, which is why it's on there.
It's good to carry it if you travel across the country, because most places, almost maybe all places that have sand dunes, will require a flag. Now, quick tip. So you see I have a air down tool here on my spare tire. When you go rock crawling, it's better to probably either remove the spare and leave it back at camp, or air down the tire, because you come off a rock and you hit this tire, it's a lot of weight on the vehicle, and more than likely you can bend the tailgate. So that's just kind of a tip. If you air down, it'll give you some cushion and hopefully not rip off that tailgate.
With that being said, we're also running only 13 PSI in the Nitto Recon Grapplers. And you definitely want to make sure that you not only bring a way to air down your tires, but you also bring something to air your tires back up when you're not wheeling. All right, now as you saw, we are about to do a trail called the Maze. It is rated an 8 It has some 9 rated obstacles along the way. It is a pretty rad trail, but the last time that we did this, we did it with the Bronkbuster and the Stepchild, our other Jeep. Woo, almost fell. And the Bronkbuster ended up breaking on like the second obstacle. So today we are going to instead attempt it with our Raptor and see how she does. Now I'm gonna be totally honest with you. The gatekeeper, the drop-in for the maze is a little bit of a doozy, especially for a vehicle that is this freaking wide. And the last time we were here with the Bronkbuster, when he dropped in, he smashed his door on that rock and got some body damage. We're gonna try not to do that with this. That back rear wheel is off the ground. Yeah, just a little bit. Turn back downhill. There you go, perfect.
This one isn't too hard. It's just try not to damage the body of the vehicle because it's so wide.
I literally have like 5 minutes of me sitting here on my phone right now.
It's either gonna make it down or it's not. It's gonna make it down, let me repeat that. It will make it down. It's gonna either do it with or without body damage. I don't know. There you go. Yep. Yep, that's it. I mean, you're fine from the body. Your body is fine. Alright, so I folded in the side mirror at least. Come on, you're 8 inches from the ground. I don't think you're gonna hit the door. You're good. Little fender. Yeah. You're basically on the ground. Turn passenger. Right there, yeah. That's just fender. Your door is fine. And your right side's down. Your driver's side is down. Straighten out, straighten out. I know, straighten out as you can. You're gonna have to straighten out sooner than later.
Well, I can't. So what I have to do is I'm gonna put it in reverse, see if I can't straighten out some.
There you go. There you go. All right, back forward again. Right there, right there. You're gonna come down a little more on your passenger side. God, that is so vertical. You're fine though. Well, that was the biggest part, was that, so that's fine. The front end came down, no door damage. The back end's gonna come down slow right here. It's gonna drop. We'll probably smash the bumper. We're gonna hit the bumper a bit. Keep coming. There you go. That was beautiful!
Oh, I cleared it pretty good.
That was beautiful!
Pull that mirror out. Your face is what like really scares me the most. And then you're
It's
just
not a fear of you. Hold on. I just want to clarify. It's not a fear of him flipping. That was not a concern. It was a fear of making sure we didn't smash the door. But you did hit the fender pretty good. We ripped this part off. No, just that little stupid rubber thing. Although it did actually tear. So that's super great quality. I don't know where the clips went. So that's just going to dangle there. I found the clips. We'll see if we can maybe stick those back in for a period of time. See all the rubber. The good news is that ripping fenders off is nothing new to us. We do that all the time on the Wranglers. I can live with that. And honestly, we're solid. We're already doing significantly better than the last time we saw a Bronco go through here. Why? Because we haven't broken anything yet mechanically. And there's no body damage. It's a win-win so far. There you go. Yeah, you're good. There's slider. God, that slider is garbage. We need real rock sliders. You're about to climb on the back. Just pivot. Pivot.
Nice.
Oh, you're fine.
I will tell you, the sway bar and the electric lockers are like light years ahead of Jeep.
Oh, they're just instantaneous.
Because they're instant. I have never had a problem. I lock and I unlock all the time and it happens instantly. The Jeep lockers are the finickiest pieces of just crap. And then of course the sway bar will do it at any position where the Jeep only does it on flat ground. So good job, Ford. All right, now before we go any further, I kind of want to go over my drive modes because people ask all the time what I'm using, how I set it up. So I don't use the GOAT modes really. I don't just go to rock crawl mode and just leave it there because that does go into 4 low and it like locks the rear locker, but I don't want the rear locker on all the time. So I just set this up myself. What I do is I go into 4 low using the dial. I just hit 4 low and then I change all the switches here on the steering wheel independently. So the steering button here, I'm going to leave that in comfort mode. So you have sport, normal, and comfort. Comfort, as far as I know, will give you the most assist. It's going to give you the, like if you're going down the highway and you're driving, if you put it in sport mode, the steering gets real heavy because it gives you a lot of weight to it. Normal is just normal, and then comfort gives you like the most assist. So like if you're in a parking lot and you're trying to turn and stuff. So to me, I believe that comfort is going to give you the most steering assist while you're in the rocks. Then I'm going to come over to my suspension, and I have my suspension on off-road mode. You can do normal, you can do sport, you can do off-road. I keep it in off-road because I want it as stiff as possible. So if I come off a ledge, I'm not blowing through the shock and hitting bump stop or anything like that. And then the exhaust, well, the exhaust we just put on Baja mode so it's loud because, well, let's be honest,
We're
it doesn't.
like that?
And it doesn't actually get loud, so
Yes.
I just leave it in Baja mode. And then up here, the first thing I want to do is disconnect your sway bar and then leave your lockers off. I leave my lockers off most of the time until I'm ready for a climb, and generally you kind of have to play with it from there. But that's how I set it up. I don't just go to GOAT mode and say, well, it says rock crawl, here we go, because you don't need your rear locker on all the time, and you don't need it in certain modes, and you don't need the steering in sport or whatever it puts it in. So anyway, I thought I'd let you guys know that. Now, one thing I do, especially, well, I do it even in solid axle vehicles, but I don't get up to something and try to do it without lockers first generally, because that creates wheel spin, and wheel spin, especially on grippy stuff like this, if it is loose and then gets grippy, that's what can snap stuff. So I'll get up to the obstacle, I'm getting up to this, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit front and rear locker, kind of make sure it's there, get set up, always manual mode, and give her just a little go. You don't want to dilly-dally with it. You want to get up and over the obstacle, because that wheel spin and that sudden traction is usually what breaks stuff. Get up over the top, unlock both front and rear lockers. You do not need lockers going downhill. That will stop you from being able to turn and do all kinds of other stuff.
Hey. Definitely still impressed with the Recon grapplers so far. Just feel it out. There she goes. Woo-hoo-hoo. I got so close to hitting the bumper. You're gonna climb pretty good, yeah. Perfect. Beautiful. You're coming. It's gonna kind of wiggle the steering wheel a little. There she goes. There she goes. Perfect. Good job, Kev. Straighten out. Woo-hoo! There you go, right there, yeah. That was beautiful. You're gonna drop? Yeah.
We all know the IFS is like the weak link with the steering, but if you actually pay attention and you move the wheel some, you wait for it. When you feel it lock up,
you keep it from getting bound.
When you feel it lock up, you need to stop. You need to back up. You need to move the tires
Wiggle
a different
it,
direction.
shimmy
So yeah, you can't just like
force it through a bound up, yeah.
Right, like solid axle stuff, you can get bound up and kind of, you don't want to do that either, really, but it's more forgiving.
Yeah.
This, the whole time I'm feeling, if it locks up, I'm like, oh, let me stop, let me back up, get the pressure off, turn just a little bit. So
You're even throwing it in neutral and wiggling it, like just something to keep
yeah,
the pressure off it a little bit.
so that whole time, I just
perfect.
made sure. Did it look good?
Yeah, it looked great.
It hit my head.
Boop, right there. You have to Austin Powers it a little more. You're good. Honestly though, for the tire going into the air, it stayed really level.
No, it does.
It's pretty crazy how hood level it still stays even when you pull tire. Woo! Look at that cutting brake.
There's your favorite obstacle.
You gotta be nuts. I don't think you're gonna be able to crawl it in the winter with how cold it is.
No, it was just going right there. I mean, definitely it's gonna stop right there.
Okay, so this right here is you gotta be nuts. A lot of people brake on this. A lot of people flip on this. It is a lot taller than you think. It is a lot steeper than you think. And it is a lot smoother and more slippier than you think. The downside is it's also winter right now, and although the sun is out, this is all in the shade and it is pretty cold. Like the rocks are icy to the touch, which means traction is even less than it normally is. So this will definitely be interesting to see if we can make it up. This is also a really shitty place to brake or get stuck because the Demon Child, although she's here for support, she's a long fucking way away now.
Yeah, I'm not very confident right now in this. If it was summer and the rocks were hot,
A little more confident?
I'd probably have a little more confidence. I mean, the problem is, like, once you get up there, once you commit, if it does slide or something goes wrong, you're generally not squared up on the wall anymore.
So you can't just reverse. Yeah.
It'll kick sideways, and then you're
it's not like a smaller climb where you just throw it in reverse and roll back down.
Yeah.
Generally, by the time you
something goes wrong,
have an issue,
it's already too late.
You're cockeyed, and rolling back is just going to end up with you actually flipping down the entire hill. So
yeah.
it's definitely a trickier obstacle, and not for the faint of heart. But Kevin's going to try it anyways.
Yeah,
We probably should have the Demon over here just in case, like, you needed a winch up or something. But I have faith that you'll be fine.
No, I mean, the Bronco's really good. It's just if something was to fail, if you broke an axle, if you break steering, it's more, but it's very robust. So
I have faith in your driving. I have faith in the Bronco Raptor. I have more faith in your driving though.
Okay. I just don't know if I should be in first or second.
Damn, that was easy fucking peasy, lemon squeezy. That was fucking great. Kevin, that was smooth as hell.
So my phone fell instantly. It felt great. Like, it felt great. I was waiting for it to all of a sudden not have traction or do something weird, but every time it kind of got a little bump, it just kept going.
It climbed very smoothly. I'm impressed with the Raptor. I'm impressed with you, but I am also super fucking impressed with those Nitto Recon grapplers.
I know that for how cold. I mean, I'm cold. I need a jacket. Like, this is a little light, but it barely skipped tire. Like, it just kept going. And when I hit the ledge down there is what I was expecting to, like, hit, and that's what kind of throws a vehicle. But everything's so dialed in this thing. I really was waiting for the worst. I was waiting for, like, oh god, and it was barely faster than crawling. That was
how
fast was I going? I didn't shoot up.
No, that was fine. It was just constant throttle. You weren't like, you didn't bump it or like smash up it. That was great.
Woo! Look at this.
Passenger. Yep. Straighten out. So this is a really tight little bowl space. We got to go back up that way. You're good.
Right here, I'm gonna lock just the front.
Let it pull you.
Yeah, see if it will. I don't know if it will because the rear is going to grab too.
I know, you need that other side to climb. There she goes, yep.
So I'm hoping the rear will settle down.
There she goes, perfect. Yep, just like that. Yep. Yep. It might. Back my way. Yeah. Keep going.
One shot. Didn't even have to 3-pointer or nothing.
Crawled it.
That was sick. Like normally we have to like do a 3-point turn in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was good.
Damn, this thing is good.
All right, so we have made it to one of the exits. The cool thing with the maze is there's like 1,000,001 ways you can do this entire trail.
Yeah, I haven't been on this in so long. We kind of missed some of the harder ones that I wanted to do. Like that one Swiss cheese thing. I probably
We'll have to come back.
Yeah, it's really hard in here. When you get in here, we haven't been here so long that if you just miss one turn and like you're...
Not that we didn't do a lot of...
No, we stayed on the trail.
The technical obstacles, and we did stay on the maze trails, but there's a lot of optional offshoots. We travel so much, we're away so much that we're not... I know, we forget. We're like, oh, crap, that was back there.
Yeah, we'll come back.
But it's fine. We'll come back another time and do more stuff for you guys.
So this is one of the exits that's kind of... it's steep and it curves, and what generally happens is your right rear tire will fall in that crack, and then
you're screwed.
And then
it's a V-notch.
Yeah.
It's a steep V-notch climb that kind of curves at certain points.
And it gets steeper at the top. So like it starts out okay, and then all of a sudden it gets steep. You're looking at the sky. So without a spotter, because she's filming from down here.
Just guesstimate. Although Kevin has his front camera on. I'm sure he's been using that. He loves that thing.
I do love the front camera.
But
it's a big screen.
It's fine. It's one of those where if you've done it before, it's kind of easy, but the risks for fucking up are really bad. So, but it'll be fine. It's fine.
This thing climbs so damn well. These Nittos just like hook up. Man,
that was so smooth.
I know.
So smooth.
It's so scary when you hit ledges at the tops of stuff because like you feel the front end unload and you're like, oh god, here's the spot. I'm almost at a loss for words. That thing gets it. Again, that is stock with just tires. There's nothing good to that.
Even the tires, they're the same size as the factory tires, just a different brand. They're the same 37-inch tires, but they're bigger because they're more accurate 37-inch. Anyways, point is, fucking fantastic. That did absolutely amazing.
I'm blown away. I mean, I am blown away.
The only part about today that sucked is we didn't really get to do anything with the Demon Child. She unfortunately, fortunately, unfortunately, wasn't needed. So,
and we know what Jeeps will do out here, right?
Yeah.
The Demon Child is not much different than the Stepchild, except it has more power.
We're heading back down through the dunes, so obviously we are going to play with the Demon Child a little bit. You can stay tuned for the after credits to see 840 horsepower of monster ripping through the sands. But guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, you can find all your Lite Brite Nation merch and decals at LiteBriteStudios.com. As always, we love you.
And we'll
see you next time.
Bye. Later, guys. Bye. That's why I kept doing that right there where you're like, what are you doing? It's like,
It was hooking. All right, we're done. That's it.